Slipstream 5000 is the latest release from Gremlin, a futuristic action racing game with combat.
Oh, you mean that type of game that always promises you intense arcade racing but never quite lives up to that promise?
That's it. Slipstream may not be all it can be, but it's a lot more than most other games of its type.
This is definitely the best action racer I've seen in a long time. It's got some problems, but it's not Zephyr.
In Slipstream, you race hovercraft armed with a wide array of weapons. There are 10 hovercraft to pick from, each with their own pilots, but they all perform the same.
I was hoping each ship would perform a little different, but that's not the case. It's not a big deal.
But it would have been nice.
Yeah, it's something they could fit into a sequel.
There are 3 modes you can play in: practice, single race, and championship. This is the biggest problem I have with Slipstream. Notice how some of the courses are grayed out?
That's one of the first things I did notice. I installed the game, and in practice and single race modes, I could only play on one track.
That's because you have to play the first track in single race and finish in the top 4 before you can race or even practice the next track. And so on and so forth.
That's completely stupid. Plus, it makes the practice mode pretty useless. All you designers out there, make a note. Never, ever do silly things like this.
Never, ever do silly things like this.
Never ever do silly things like this. Once you get up in the air, Slipstream will make you forget about the foolish course selection lockout. Racing Slipstream is fun, fun, fun.
Till your daddy takes your hovercraft away?
Don't be saucy with me, Bernays.
Okay, but you're right. As soon as I started racing, I was hooked. Slipstream will never pass as a flight sim, but who wants it to?
Not me. Slipstream is simple entertainment. No strategy, no complex systems management, just speed and shooting.
We should talk more about the shooting. Combat isn't Slipstream's strongest point, but it's better than you'll find in most arcade racing games.
In championship mode, you earn prize money for each race, which you can spend on better weapons that can cause damage to either engines or controls.
Every weapon is somewhat guided, so you can still shoot people down while concentrating on the race. The combat isn't quite as intense as it could be, but it's not bad.
During the race, you can shoot down other racers or drone vehicles to release power-up icons. These can give you extra money, boost your speed for a few seconds, fix your damage, or
they can really screw you up. There's one icon to avoid. When you pick it up, it completely reverses your controls.
So what you're saying is it makes you feel like you're playing Zephyr instead?
Very close, but only for a couple seconds. Cruelty can be fun in small doses.
The best part of Slipstream 5000 is the racetracks themselves. When have you ever had the chance to race through the Egyptian pyramids before?
Well, under penalty of death, I'm not allowed to discuss it.
Here, have a stress pill. From the Grand Canyon to the streets of Tokyo, Slipstream is full of great scenery.
And the race courses are very well designed. Actually, it's kind of novel for a racing game to have actual race courses, unlike Zephyr. What? Did I overuse the running gag?
Yes, Slipstream 5000 has its share of faults, but none of them keep it from being loads of fun to play.
I hope Gremlin has plans for a sequel. That could fix some of the problems and turn out to be an even better game.
What would they call it? Slipstream 6000?
Maybe Slipstream 5001, a race odyssey?
With potential like this, who needs other product lines?